if you're someone like me, you carry your hammock everywhere. You love your hammock. You have a very close relationship with your hammock. You wish you could hang your hammock in your house, and you wish you could hang your hammock everywhere, but you can't hang your hammock everywhere because you don't know how. Well, fortunately, you found this video. This video is about advanced hammock hanging. Basically, that means it's about hanging hammocks from rocks. Let's do this.
When I walk up in the club and sing, everybody want to know my name. Yeah, here comes the glass road. Yeah, here comes the glass road.
All right, so basically, when you hang a hammock, you open the bag, get everything out, and you have these Python straps, at least with the Kammok hammock. With the Inno hammocks, you have other straps. I love Python straps because they have these little holes, so it makes it really easy to adjust the length of the hammock, or to adjust the length of the rope. I love these things. So basically, you wrap this around a tree, and so if you don't have special gear, you can't wrap it around a tree. But fortunately for me, I found a way to get some pretty cheap special gear. Basically, I live in Colorado where there are a lot of rock climbers. I went on Craigslist and I found a bunch of gear. It was about 150 bucks. It included these things. They're called slings. You need slings. It included nuts. Nuts are better than cams. That's what they're called. Rock climbers prefer cams. Cams are more expensive usually. But for some reason, I prefer nuts when I'm hanging my hammock, because cams, like, for some reason, it just scares me putting all my weight on this device. Whereas this, I'm just putting a chunk of metal in the rock. But I carry cams also because I can use both. Because sometimes you can't find a place to place a nut. So sometimes you can only find one place to place a nut. And do you want to hang your hammock with only one nut on one side and one nut on the other side? No, you do not. I hung my hammock during this test with one nut at one point, and I kind of like pushed down on it to see if it would stay still. It freaking launched off, and that's when I realized you have to be careful about it. But what I found is that if you hang with two nuts, then you're gonna feel pretty comfortable. Some places that I set up the nut, I felt very comfortable with it in one place. So you want to get the big ones. You don't want to get the little ones. You'll see rock climbers that have little cams and little nuts. You don't want little cams and little nuts. You want big nuts to be hanging your hammock up on top of a rock where you might fall off a cliff. Don't hang it where you're gonna fall off a cliff. So my last hammock, or Kammok hammock, that's what they're called, I fell through it. It slipped, and it went. But fortunately, I had a lifetime warranty. I didn't get hurt. It was like the thread. Somehow a hole developed in it, and they replaced it. They gave me that one that I hung up the hammock today with, and I'm just saying, you don't want to hang your hammock somewhere scary. I know that people post pictures all the time of them hanging from hammocks that are scary. Don't hang your hammock somewhere scary. So basically, to place a nut, you can go watch another video on it, but you just kind of put it through, and you find somewhere that like you can fit this part through, the big part through the crack in that area, but you can't fit it through everywhere. And then you kind of just slide it down. And sometimes you can fit more than one nut in that area. I don't know if you need to. I think probably 2 nuts are good enough, especially if you're not hanging your hammock somewhere that it's scary for you to fall. Like if you fall from 6 feet up, it's really not as big of a deal as if you fall from 60 feet up. But 6 feet up is high enough, but I would trust 2 of these on each side to hang it, or 1 of each. So basically all you do, as you see in the video, you hook it up and you hang it. That's it. What I ended up doing is I didn't carry enough of these slings up there, because what I wanted to do is wrap the sling around the rock, but it didn't work out because I didn't have enough slings with me to fit all the way around the rock, so I couldn't hang where I wanted to hang. So I recommend bringing a bunch of slings. How many carabiners do you really need? Probably you're going to have the carabiners already on the hammock. That are there are 2 of them, and then after that you probably need 6 to 8 extras. And so that's how you do it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's possible, if you're wondering. When I tried to look it up on the internet, I didn't know if it was possible. It's not that hard at all. And I hung out in my hammock for probably an hour and a half, and I felt very safe. So go buy some rock climbing gear and try it out. It's freaking awesome.